Welcome into No Punt Intended, presented by Club Fantasy. I'm your host, Joe Zolo. For most of you, welcome to week one of the 2025 Fantasy Football Playoffs. And hopefully, for the listeners who've listened to this show for all season, you're in the playoffs, and I'm not welcoming you to the toilet bowl. But I'm sure many of you are in that situation. But if you are, we're going to make sure you aren't getting your league's punishment. And if you're in the playoffs, well, we're going to make sure that you're going to cash in on that money. And for some of you in smaller leagues, this might be your last week of the regular season where it help you clinch those final playoff spots. No more bye weeks. Get those piece of shits out of here. Everybody's available in your lineup. Full slate of NFL games on Sunday in this week for week 15 of football. Let's get into it. Welcome into No Punt Intended, presented by Club Fantasy. I am your host, Joe Zolo. Josh and Ryan back. Gentlemen, happy playoffs. How are we feeling?
Not too bad. Can't complain, honestly.
The league where I snuck in, I immediately got spanked and got knocked out. So I mean, that one's out of the way now.
Good.
But I clinched the first place that won me $400, which is like 4 times the league entry. So I'll take it.
Hell yeah. I clinched first in the Zolo League that I've been running house in since my dad let me in at 13 years old. I texted him death taxes and me finishing with a top seed and getting my buy-in back. So that happened. Every money league I'm in this year, playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, I have some dynasties where I missed. One of them will
not me. First round bye, bitch.
One of them will call a rebuild, but it certainly wasn't. It certainly wasn't a productive struggle. It was just a struggle.
Just a struggle. Hey, I've been there for the last 7 years.
Yeah,
I get it. I get it.
Well, the worst part is I invited a non-industry friend into this league, and now he's in the playoffs and just making fun of me on a routine basis. I'm not a friend. I'm not a fan of that.
Yeah, that's fair. That checks out.
Yeah.
Well, everybody, welcome in. We hope that you're here for the playoffs, and the questions that we see in the chat are for the playoffs and hopefully not for toilet bowl. I do want to sorely apologize to people I told Tyrod Taylor. He did get hurt, which obviously we can't predict that happening.
Oh, yeah, we were getting killed in the chat, all in good fun, about recommending A.D. Mitchell all week. And it's like, bro.
Yeah, I mean, look, starting quarterback got hurt. He's dealing with a third stringer. Like, what do you want from us?
Hey, guys, I put A.D. Mitchell in my anytime touchdown parlay, and that didn't really help either. So remember, we do have good advice. So like and subscribe on YouTube. If you're on Pull or Tiffy, you can, or any other podcast platform, hit that follow button. Never miss any of the content. Super chat. If you want to jump the line, we will answer every single question. But if you want to jump the line and get your question answered, because hey, maybe you need to. My cat is doing stupid shit, and I
putting in that work today.
Yeah. If you need to get in and out of here quick, Super Chat is available, and we will be the next thing to answer for you. And if you want to join us for more fantasy football talk year-round, not just during the season, but year-round, link in the description. Josh is putting it in there now for YouTube, but in the podcast, wherever you're listening, to our Discord. All right, quick news and notes. If you haven't seen everywhere, the Colts have signed 44-year-old Phillip Rivers to their practice squad after Daniel Jones tore his Achilles, not his ACL, tore his Achilles.
I knew that was
this fucking guy who writes the show sheet. This guy, dickhead. Backup Riley Leonard dealing with a PCL sprain, but was able to practice on Wednesday. The only Notre Dame Fighting Irish to practice because his coach is in fucking Cancun and they're a bunch of little bitches. Washington ruled out Jaden Daniels on Sundays. So Zach Ertz also placed on IR with death. Just with a torn ACL. Arizona will not activate Trey Benson. So if you've been listening to the show since week 4, you would have known not to have Trey Benson.
I just love that I started off so high on Benson and Josh talked me off the ledge. And then like 2 weeks in, I was like, I don't trust this Trey Benson character.
I've been stuck in, he's been on my IR, but I haven't had to put anybody else on IR or anything like that. So now I can just drop him. Tyrod Taylor, Justin Fields did not practice. Brady Cook received all first team reps in practice. The third string quarterback, baby. Let's go. Drake London ruled out tomorrow against Tampa. Kyle Pitts, officially questionable tomorrow night. And Tampa has activated Mike Evans and Jalen McMillan from IR. Both are officially questionable for tomorrow against Atlanta. Geno Smith is unlikely to play on Sunday, which means Kenny Pickett is in line to start, so stupid to say, against his former team.
That's right.
He played for him last year and won a Super Bowl with him.
Did he play? Did he play?
He did, actually.
Honestly,
he started a game.
Hey, I mean, when's the last time Kenny Pickett's turned the ball over 5 times in a game?
There you go.
They could. When's the last time Kenny Pickett turned the ball over twice on the same play?
That
Incredible.
was embarrassing.
They could
Not
use
even gonna
Kenny
lie.
Pickett right now is all I'm saying.
Let's not go there. Your golden boy, Tom Brady, had multiple games where he threw 4 interceptions in the same game, so I don't want to hear it.
Well, he also has 6 Super Bowl rings and is a dog.
7.
And
You can't even get that right.
well, he has 6 Super Bowl rings that matter. So
He fumbled one.
yeah,
He's fumbled a couple of them, actually.
the 7th one I don't care about. All right, to the questions. Dart or Purdy in a 4-point passing touchdown league? Ryan.
So I've been debating on what to do with this because Purdy does have a nice matchup. I have these two right next to my rankings. I'm gonna go Purdy at home. It just feels like he's safer, if you will. I guess I don't know. I'm not on the same page with Jackson Dart quite yet. So
Josh.
I'm going Jackson Dart. I just think the upside with the rushing is higher because he's very consistent with his rushing production. So I understand the matchup. And again, this is a 4-point per passing touchdown league.
That's
why I would lean Dart here. We have honestly, this question has popped up 3 times in the chat already.
Yeah.
So I'm happy that we're kind of getting on this. So I want to say thank you to everybody that's actually giving us like scoring settings because it will change the answers.
Yeah, I think 4-point. I am going to move Dart ahead.
I'll go Dart. I think it's a big Christian McCaffrey game. We'll get to that later. Cheers. What up, Caesar? Mahomes or Dart? Dart.
I have Dart ahead on this one.
Yeah, I mean, look, Chargers just forced Jalen Hurts into 5 turnovers. So
also, the Chiefs look. It's not even like
their
it's not even like bad,
so
like
bad.
redeemable qualities. They look bad.
And that Chargers defense is legit. They're good. That back end is playing really well. So
yeah.
I'm okay going Dart here.
Yeah. And then Tyler Warren or Harold Fannin, Ryan.
Actually, I have Fannin as my tight end 4 this week and could move up to 3 the more I hate Brock Bowers' matchup. So it's Harold Fannin for me.
I was going to say, I love Tyler Warren's matchup. I'm not going to lie. The situation at quarterback is a little worrisome, but I think of all of the Colts weapons, Tyler Warren is one of the safest. That said, this connection with Shedeur Sanders that Harold Fannin has, I'm in. The last 3 weeks, he's tight end 2 on the season. Give me Harold Fannin.
I'll go Fannin as well. I don't hate Tyler Warren because the guy that might be his quarterback did throw to Antonio Gates his whole career, so he knows to look for the tight end. So
That's fair.
Definitely does help. Thoughts on JT's fantasy production with the Rivers at quarterback? I mean, he's going to get a lot of touches, and he's probably going to get some short dumpies because Phillip Rivers, not only did he throw to the tight end a lot, he also loved a little dump off to his running backs and Danny Woodhead, Darren Sproles, etc.
LaDainian Tomlinson.
Oh, yeah. LT, of course, was the obvious one there.
But I think it was actually Keenan, but someone on a previous show, I think it was Keenan, maybe Millie, brought up that they had shit quarterback play during the fantasy playoffs last year, and Jonathan Taylor balled out. Josh kind of put this best. Instead of being a top 3 guy, he's a top 10 guy, and that's just kind of how you have to look at him. So
yeah, to me, he's like fringe top 12, and it's the RB1 weekly upside because he's Jonathan Taylor. Like he hasn't bottomed out the way that I don't think he's going to bottom out the way that Justin Jefferson has. That's basically what I want to say. JT, I think, is going to be fine, but I think if you're going into this expecting 25 fantasy points every week, you're probably going to be disappointed.
CD Lamb, encouraging news, limited participant in practice. At this point, it probably is looking like unless he has a setback, he is most likely
3 practices symptom free, and the way the NFL works, Wednesday is basically the first one. He should have got one on Monday, so he didn't clear that one, but now he has 2 more days to get those last 3. So
yeah, the fact that he suffered this on a Thursday, they play on a Sunday.
Yeah,
he should be fine.
Those extra days, I still think he's going to be fine, but again, it's just something we have to monitor. And if you roster CD Lamb, make sure you have Ryan Flournoy.
Yep.
Guess who has CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens and Ryan Flournoy on the same roster?
There you go.
This guy. Gino listed as doubtful. Would it be good to play keep away and pick up the Eagles defense? Yeah, you don't need Darren Waller, and you should probably play the Eagles defense.
We talked about this. Darren Waller gets Cincinnati next week. If you need a tight end for week 16, it's important. And it's probably more important than the Eagles D unless you play in a really outrageous defensive scoring league. So.
I was going to say, like, most of your average defensive scoring, you're looking at 7 to 5 to 8 points, honestly.
Yeah, it really just comes down to, do you need Waller next week? If you are not playing Waller against Cincinnati next week, drop Waller, pick the Eagles, you're fine.
Mm-hmm. Michael Wilson, if Marvin Harrison plays, or Tedero McMillan in New Orleans, Ryan.
This is a classic both situation, but I do think I have Wilson like one spot ahead right now. Like, and Houston's tough. Don't get me wrong. New Orleans has actually been really good against wide receivers as of late, and I'm not benching Michael Wilson. Oh, wait, this is if Harrison plays. I'm sorry. Read it as if Harrison doesn't play. If Harrison plays, it's Tedero McMillan.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. If Harrison plays, it's Tedero McMillan. Michael Wilson, just the third target.
He had like 5 targets in Harrison's one game back.
Like a 6-point fantasy game.
Yep.
Not great. That's the thing. When Harrison plays this season, Michael Wilson's averaging less than 6 fantasy points per game. When Harrison doesn't play, Michael Wilson is like the wide receiver 1 in fantasy football.
Yep.
So he's one of only 2 wide receivers this season that has an overall wide receiver 1 in multiple weeks. Not Chase, not JSN, not Jefferson, not Puka Nacua, not Devontae Adams, none of those guys. Michael Wilson and
I've been
Drake
saying
London
it for years. Mr. Sophia Smith should get more respect. I've been saying it. Somebody tweeted out Michael Wilson's like 17-game pace without Marvin Harrison, and he would have, I think, like 210 targets or something like that, with 160 plus receptions and over 2,000 yards. He'd literally break every record. Which obviously is crazy, but
hilarious.
Would have like a Josh Gordon level year. Aaron Jones or Jalen Warren? This is Jalen Warren to me.
Yeah, it's Jalen Warren for me as well. I was shocked when I was auditing my rankings today. Jones fell down a little bit. I need to take another look at it, but I just didn't see anybody I wanted to move him ahead of. It's Jalen Warren.
Yeah, I think I'm leaning Jalen Warren as well. Having Aaron Jones is a decent pivot if you have CeeDee Lamb and you don't have Ryan Flournoy. Like, put CeeDee Lamb in your flex and then just move Aaron Jones in. Like, the Cowboys' run defense obviously has gotten a lot better since the trade deadline and getting a lot of their guys healthy. But the way they're using Jalen Warren, the split is annoying as all hell with Kenneth Gainwell, but he's still seeing plenty of work, and both these guys are scoring because they don't have any wide receivers outside of DK. And DK Metcalf is hurt, mind you. It's Dolphins. Dolphins' run defense isn't great.
It's bad. It's really bad. Help lineup. Pick 4. Godwin, Mike Evans, Quentin Johnston, Roma Dunze, Isaiah Likely, Theo Johnson, Jerry Jeudy. We're essentially
rule out Jerry Jeudy,
guys. We're all going to say no to Jerry. Yeah, I was going to say Jerry Jeudy might be a start in this group. Godwin is the definite.
Yeah,
that's the only definite.
The only definite.
I hate starting. I'm guessing this would be 3 tight ends, but your highest upside of the rest of this group is Likely and Theo Johnson, without a doubt.
And both of them have good matchups this week. Likely going against Cincinnati and Theo Johnson against the Commanders.
Yeah, I think you run all the tight ends, and then for me, it's Jerry Jeudy. I'm not playing Roma Dunze in the best of weeks, and the Browns ain't the best of weeks. So,
okay, yeah, you're not getting me to say Jerry Jeudy. I'm sorry.
Say it.
I'm enticed on Quentin Johnston only because the Chargers do play very well historically with Justin Herbert at quarterback in Kansas City. Since he's been there, they have played very well in Kansas City.
Yeah, I think McDuffie's going to be glued onto Ladd McConkey anyway, so that's going to free up QJ.
Against fucking the 7th round horrible player in Jalen Watson. Yeah. I will go Godwin, both tight ends, and Quentin Johnston. I don't love it, but
yep. I'm going Jerry Jeudy over QJ.
Okay. Have
If you
PPR
followed the
flex
show for any period of time, these two not picking Jerry Jeudy and me picking Jerry Jeudy is very on brand.
Yeah. Also, bad
and
weather
me
in
being
Chicago.
wrong is also very
on brand for Jerry Jeudy.
Yeah.
Devonta Smith or Mike Evans? This is a gross question.
This could answer itself.
I'll be honest with you.
Smith.
If I knew Mike Evans was active with the way the Eagles are throwing the ball right now, I would go Mike Evans.
Like I said, this could answer itself. Yes, they activated Mike Evans. Maybe he still doesn't play, but even if he does, I have zero confidence in the fact that they are just going to hyper target him right out of the gate. And even if they do, they'll probably treat him like the number one. Atlanta slows down number ones. So I honestly, I think the ceiling is probably the same for both of these guys. Give me the better matchup in Eagles against the Raiders. So I'd go Smith.
I'll go Devonta Smith as well. Woody Marks over Brees, Omarion Hampton, and Devin Singletary, question mark.
Yeah, really like Woody Marks this week. More on that later.
Yeah, I'm in on Woody Marks this week.
We'll stay on Woody Marks. And Harvey over those same three.
I would put Harvey over Woody Marks.
Oh, wow. Harvey over Brees even is tough for me, but Josh seems confident enough. I'll buy in.
I'm blanking. Who is Denver playing this week?
Green Bay.
The Packers in Denver.
Yeah, in Denver. I would go Woody over Harvey, but I would say those are my top
he's
two.
asking, would you go Harvey over the other three from that question?
Correct.
Brees,
Yes, I would.
Yeah,
I definitely would. Pittman, BTJ, Watson, sit one.
Oh, I'm sitting Pittman out of this group.
Got to sit Pittman.
Yeah, you got to sit Pittman. Okay, we're going to go through two more before we get into quickly our smashing game, and then we will go right back into your questions. How do you think Godwin will do tomorrow?
Let's actually just save that one for later because it's going to come up in just a few more segments.
Perfect. Fantastic.
I like Godwin this week.
I like Godwin a lot this week.
And we answered this in a 4-point passing touchdown. We all say Jackson Dart. Does that change?
In a 6 point, I might kick Purdy up. They're right next to each other in my rankings. And in a 6 point, I might kick Purdy up. I mean, last time Purdy was out, he was 160 and 1 touchdown. I think I might just be buying too much into the hype here on Purdy, and I don't even like the guy. So it's probably Jackson Dart either way. Let's be honest. So
I'm going to say Dart either way.
Yeah, I still think it's Dart, but again, I do think you can make the case for Brock Purdy. It is a good matchup against Tennessee secondary, and yeah. But I'm still going Jackson Dart. That Washington defense is just too juicy. And
yeah, Purdy is just mid as fuck. I don't know why I was trying to talk people into it earlier in the show. I have been a Purdy hater for as long as I have been doing this. It's not Purdy, it's Jackson Dart.
Yep. All right, into our smash play and game of the week before we get back into your questions. Ryan, smash play of the week.
Let's talk about part of the reason that I hate Brock Purdy this week, and that's because I love Christian McCaffrey this week. And I know they don't have to be mutually exclusive, but Christian McCaffrey is the RB1 in fantasy. In fact, in 4-point passing leagues, he is the number one asset in fantasy. He is outscoring quarterbacks in 4-point passing leagues. Now he gets this late bye that he's coming off of. The man needed a break. 322 touches over the first 13 games. It was well-deserved. He gets Tennessee, who gives up the most points to running backs on the season. It's not the most. I think it's top 5. My number didn't go in here, but I think it's top 5 points to running backs on the season. They have been playing better lately, but 3 running backs on the year have scored 20-plus points against them, and they are also the team that allowed 2 of Jonathan Taylor's 3 touchdown games. If there's anybody on Jonathan Taylor's level, that's Christian McCaffrey. He is this 49ers offense, and he is going to eat this week against the Tennessee Titans.
And our game of the week, Detroit against the Los Angeles Rams. Josh.
Yeah, 2 great offenses, playing indoors, one fighting for a playoff spot, the other hangs on to their division lead. This is a dream scenario for fantasy managers. I'm all in this week on the Lions versus the Rams and the amount of fantasy points that could be scored. We know you're starting Puka Nacua, Monroe St. Brown, Jahmyr Gibbs, Devontae Adams, and Matthew Stafford. But it gets interesting when you're looking at guys like Jameson Williams and Jared Goff, and even to a degree, Kieran Williams and Blake Corum as well.
Yeah.
The Rams do have a good defense, and despite all of that, they allow fantasy points to wide receivers, 12th most since week 10, and running backs, 15th most since week 10, as well as tight ends, even though Detroit doesn't actually have any. They allow the 8th most. I'm fine rolling out Jameson Williams as well because he gets behind defenses, and I think that benefits Jared Goff as well. because he's the one that's slinging the football. Everybody's going to get caught up in this Stafford for Jared Goff trade that happened 4 or 5 years ago, however long it's been. This trade has worked out for both teams. This isn't a story anymore, but the media needs to report on it. We as fantasy managers just get behind the fact that fantasy points are going to be scored, and there's a real chance that this is probably a 38-35 football game. That is going to lend itself.
I was thinking 44-40.
It could even get that high too. We've seen these types of games from this Rams offense in the past. So yeah, I'm all in, and I want as many pieces of this offense as I can possibly get.
Great. Well, I have Tay and Pookie in separate leagues, so I would like them
As
to.
do I.
Yeah, my league that
my Scott Fishbowl team is literally living and dying by Jahmyr Gibbs and Puka Nacua. So let's go, baby.
Yeah, I absolutely slid into the playoffs at 6-8. Yeah. When I tell you by the skin of my fucking teeth, I slid in to the playoffs at 6-8 because I've had Puka Nacua and CeeDee Lamb hurt. Yeah. So I need Pookie and CeeDee to really pick it the fuck up
together this week.
And then I need Drake May to whip it out on the Buffalo Bills again is what I need. Happy Bakemas, everybody.
Well, when you say again, he didn't do it the first time. He only had 12 fantasy points against them the first time they played.
Yeah, but like in real football, he looked real good. So like, let's just, let's let him whip it out a little bit. Okay. Listen, guys, it's Bakemas. All right. And Michael has been cooking up some shit in that kitchen. All right. Drake just said one of his favorite ones was the peppermint chocolate chip cookie that you just made.
Well, he better earn it.
He has very much earned it. Okay, Ryan?
If you guys lose to Buffalo this week, you might be singing a different tune.
I mean, honestly, I don't want to.
I got him tripping over his words, folks.
Here's my problem that I am running into. I don't want us to lose because I want the 1 seed, and we can't lose and have Denver keep winning. I also think it's really hard to beat the same team 3 times in the same season. So if I am going to lose a game but still win the division,
I gotcha.
Lose now and not in the playoffs. Now, granted, I think Buffalo blows chunks in the playoffs. So I'm still, let's win this fucking game. But I will also, if we lose this, be like, okay, if we see Buffalo again, I feel more confident than if we saw them 3 straight times.
You're such an optimist, Joe.
I was going to say that. You say that Buffalo is going to blow chunks in the playoffs. Their kryptonite in the playoffs has been Patrick Mahomes, and there's a chance that he doesn't even make the playoffs this year. So,
well, you want to know what the Bills' kryptonite has been since 2000? The New England Patriots. So, get fucked, idiot. We walked in there with Mac Jones, who threw 7 passing yards and won the fucking game. Buffalo
wasn't even born yet.
Thank you. Singletary, Dowdle, Gainwell, Monungai, pick 2. I think the obvious is Kyle Monungai.
Tough matchup against Cleveland. I know Tony Pollard.
Hold on. Is it a tough matchup? Because
one good game from Tony Pollard
running all over that fucking.
And Kyle Monungai isn't the one breaking 60-yard runs. If that's the case, that's going to be DeAndre Swift. I don't know that I'm in on Kyle Monungai this week.
Of these though.
It's all, you're literally, Dowdle's the only one who I think is his team's RB1, but we don't even know for sure. That. Yeah, like if it were my team, Jesus Christ, I don't know what I would do if it were my team. Singletary and Gainwell is my gut Clyde thought here.
Okay.
I was going to say that was where my mind first went. I feel a little nervous about Dowdle just because of how Chuba Hubbard has been used lately. But again, if you're having those doubts with Dowdle, you should have those with Singletary and Tyrone Tracy being healthy now, and Gainwell with Jaylen Warren getting most of the work. Like, these are all RB2s and potentially in their own offenses. So part of me just wants to play the matchup. Gainwell gets Miami, great matchup. Singletary gets Washington, great matchup.
Yeah.
I mean, Saints' run defense has been hit or miss. Is Dowdle the answer? Like, I don't know.
They slowed Bucky down enough.
I'll go Bucky and I'm sorry, Bucky. You got that in my mind. Kyle Monungai and Devin Singletary is where I will go. And he says Bijan Robinson is the RB1. So you're obviously not sitting him.
Yeah.
Purdy or Dart? We've answered this, but just in case, it is going to be Jackson Dart.
Jackson Dart. We don't even care about the settings anymore.
Yep. Purdy over Lamar. No.
I'm perfectly fine with that.
Yes.
I understand it's Cincinnati. What has Lamar done to make you feel any level of confidence in him?
He didn't have a bad fantasy week last week.
It's Brock Purdy.
He put up 20 points in my league, I'm pretty sure.
I didn't see what he ranked like in the real world.
It was QB8 last week, 21.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not sitting here telling you to play Brock Purdy against Tennessee over Lamar. Sorry. And Lamar historically plays well in Cincinnati. Just saying.
I mean, if he's gonna pop, it's this game. I've been saying this forever. If you've been holding Lamar, you're holding him for this game. So,
I mean, and that's fair. He had 6.5 fantasy points against Cincinnati the first time around.
Because he sucks against Cincinnati in Baltimore. Again, historically, look at the fucking stats. Jamar Chase whips it out in Baltimore. He doesn't do it as well at home. He will still whip it out, but he doesn't do it as well at home. So I'm totally fine with Lamar. Don't overthink this one, Quincy. Playoff bound with our help. Yes, good. All right. We do good in this world. Running backs are Rico, Woody Marks, Aaron Jones, Jordan Mason. Drop 80 Mitchell for Devin Neal or Bam in a full PPR.
Yeah, you need the running back help, and I'm good with either one of those guys with Benson confirmed out. I mean, we've hated this schedule for a while, Josh. I don't know if this helps Bam enough, but either one of those guys works. So
I'll go Neal.
Yeah, I would take Neal over Bam Knight. I mean, things clear up for Bam Knight, obviously, now that they're not bringing in Trey Benson. But all the talk that we did was this schedule sucks for Arizona. Why? No. Neal over Bam Knight for me.
Yep.
I mean, if you're not going to start AD Mitchell, it's fine. Drop him, grab a running back.
Yeah, totally. Very
and
easy.
Absolutely drop the Dallas defense and grab. I would just start with Kansas City, since then you can play them against Tennessee next week, and then hope you get New Orleans on the back end.
Yep, 100%. Number one guy, sniped Jalen Wright from the Devon Achane owner. That's a tough one.
Yeah,
but not the greatest matchup this week either.
Well, in the fact that they're saying Achane could have came back into that game, I got Wright in one league. I have Achane in like 5 leagues because of Josh. I think I got right in one of those leagues. I'm not that upset about it. Woods girl, don't be worried about it.
Yeah, I wouldn't be that worried about it.
Dart or Stafford? I think this one's going to be Matt Stafford. Folks.
Yeah, it's Matt Stafford. After all of my analysis, Stafford is actually my QB2 this week. So.
This may sound dumb, but Mahomes, Purdy, T-Law, or Stroud?
It's T-Law.
I love T-Law this week.
Trevor Lawrence. Yep. I do want to say these guys were saying Brissett over Trevor Lawrence last week. And while Brissett in my league did score 0.3 more points than Trevor Lawrence, they essentially scored the same.
Oh, 100%. So. And I flipped them this week. Brissett is somehow still streamer available, but I'm going with T-Law this week. So
need 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers, and 2 flex. We'll start in the backfield. Derrick Henry, Kareem Hunt, Chuba Hubbard, Kamani Vidal, Devin Singletary.
Henry and Singletary.
Henry and Singles for me, yeah.
Henry and Singletary. 2 wide receivers, T. Higgins, Jacoby Myers, Jaden Higgins, BTJ, and Kayshawn Booty.
I don't think T. Higgins plays.
Yeah, I swear, I cannot see a world where T. Higgins plays back-to-back concussions. It's almost got to be Myers, and then because I don't want to start 2 Jags, though I do like Trevor Lawrence this week, at Higgins. So, but then because I need to flex people, it's
I was going to say, you still need 2 flexes. Don't love Hunt. But I like the volume to me is the safest among the rest of those running backs. So I'd probably still flex him.
I'd start all 4 wide receivers.
That's definitely going to be more upside there. Myers, Higgins, BTJ, and Booty. That's for sure.
Yep.
I would bench BTJ and start Hubbard, but the other 3 I'm in on.
Yep.
That's fair too.
Okay. So reservers actually playing? Well, if Riley Leonard's healthy, he's not going to play.
Yeah,
but that's the thing. The way that they're talking is that even if Riley Leonard is healthy, Phillip Rivers will start.
So he's 44.
Are they saying that?
That's literally what they're basically saying that we didn't sign him to just sit here.
Well, Phillip Rivers isn't going to go to their active roster unless he's starting because he's not going to fuck this.
That's what I'm saying.
Up, so
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like you don't sign like everybody just immediately signs to the practice squad first. Like they want to get him in, get him through these practices, just kind of see where he's at physically.
Well, he probably has to pass a physical.
Well, he wouldn't sign a contract unless he passes a physical.
Well, I think you can to the practice squad. That's my favorite.
You can to the practice squad.
Oh, okay. All right.
Because Frank Ragnow was signed to the practice squad,
right.
and then he failed his physical, and then he got released.
Okay. I just again, like he doesn't sign this deal even if it's to the practice squad unless they're planning to play him. Again, it may not be this week, but he's going to play at some point. Like,
what a world that we are in a season where Aaron Rodgers, Joe Flacco, Phillip Rivers are still starting football games.
Yeah, Zach brought it up earlier in the show. This is like 2000s all over again.
It's wild.
I saw a tweet that said teams feel so desperate to go get a washed up 44-year-old quarterback who hasn't played an NFL snap in almost 5 years because the quarterback development at the college football level is horrendous. Yeah. They can't.
Well, and they're not even doing it in the pros either.
If Tom Brady wasn't an owner, teams would have been blowing his phone up over these last few weeks.
Correct. Like it's crazy that it's just not getting taught anymore.
Nope.
Like nothing is getting taught. It's just like,
it also raises some concerns about where the NFL is going to be in 5 years.
Yeah, because the college product, say it with me, sucks.
Terrible. Yeah.
Absolutely horrendous.
Because it's become so money driven that they just stopped caring about development and just, hey, if you can play, like I just want all the highest recruits. That's it.
Yep.
It's so funny. Ed Ogeron came out and said, we used to have to go through the back door with the money. Now we can just walk in the front.
Yep.
So this was still happening, guys, in case you're wondering.
100%.
Of course it was. Why do you think SMU got the death penalty? Why do you think Miami was on the doorstep of the death penalty?
Yep.
For that exact reason.
Yeah.
College athletes have always been paid. At least the really good ones anyway.
Notice how neither of those are SEC teams.
Yeah, because SEC's the golden child. No, Alabama got slapped with sanctions before Saban got there. Yeah, they weren't on the verge of like a death penalty kind of sanctions, but
yeah.
I mean, I'll never forget. I believe it was Terrell Pryor who got suspended coming into the NFL for selling memorabilia in college because they wouldn't do bullshit money under the table. So.
And Maurice Claret got popped for that stuff too. That's why he missed like one whole college season or whatever it was.
Yep.
So stupid. Breece Hall or Chris Rodriguez?
This is a question. Oh, Cap. Come on, man. Come on, dude.
It's Breece Hall.
It's Breece Hall.
It's a bad matchup for Breece Hall, and it's still Breece Hall. Chris Rodriguez has not done shit, just like no Washington running back has done shit this season.
I can't not. It's Breece Hall.
Yep.
Pats defense or the Bears?
Patriots.
Yeah.
Really?
Ooh, yeah.
Chicago gives up big plays, and Shedeur Sanders looks right. I know the world wants
to give up big plays. They also create a lot of takeaways, though. I think they're number one in the NFL in takeaways.
That's very
They're just not getting a ton of sacks.
Yeah.
Is the biggest thing. So, like, this might be that, like, first game that Shedeur has, like, 2 interceptions or...
Patriots are the defense 4 right now, and we can't pretend Josh Allen doesn't turn the ball over.
This is true. I'm still going Patriots. I don't care that the matchup is Josh Allen.
Not to mention Patriots get, I believe, the Jets in week 17, I think, and not a bad matchup next week.
They're in Baltimore on Sunday Night Football next week.
And we just said Lamar's trash.
I'm going to say Chicago.
I was going to say, I love that Joe is questioning this. Good Lord.
Here's why I question it. I've watched this defense. I know they're not that good. Like I know
they can be a bad defense on the field. They can be good in fantasy.
Yeah.
Those two don't have to be mutually exclusive. Dude.
They are a very low scoring defense, which is obviously great in fantasy football.
And then keep in mind all the Marcus Jones return touchdowns too. They play into this.
Yeah, okay. I mean, yeah, sure. That definitely helps.
As Josh pointed out, the Bears lead the NFL in turnovers. In fantasy, they are the defense 18
because they don't get sacks.
Yep.
Montez Sweat has never been a that good of a pass rusher. He's only been good when he's had another good pass rusher opposite him, and he's the best option they have.
24 sacks ties them for 6th worst in the NFL right now.
There you go. And where are the Patriots at on that sacks list?
Still scrolling up. Missing them somewhere not very high. 27. 3 more sacks.
We're not high.
It's
so
the
it's your
touchdowns.
return
It's the
touchdown.
special teams touchdown.
It's the touchdowns.
Yeah, and the defensive
Well, and the
touchdowns as well.
points
They've had a
allowed.
lot of defensive
Well,
touchdowns.
say and the points allowed, 241 to 337. So
Yeah, again, very low scoring defense. So
it's
I
more of a
guess-
question than you would have thought it was. For me, it's still New England. I'm going to take the more talented defense.
it's so crazy saying that when Jalen Hawkins is the fucking starting safety. Yeah, you might
Scheme
get
matters, man.
you should get Kyrus Tonga back. You're gonna get Harold Landry back.
Coming off of a bye, they're prepped as hell.
Mike Vrabel's undefeated off of a bye. Fine. I'll go Patriots. I did pick up the Jaguars in anticipation for not liking this matchup.
Woods Girl asked the question of the century. It is Jacksonville this week, but Woods Girl has Seahawks or Jags. Talk about champagne problems, and it's the Seahawks.
It's the Seahawks. It's the Seahawks by a mile.
Yeah.
On a bye this week, dropped Jaden Daniels today. Rip. Is Tyler Shugg with a great schedule better than Shador Sanders as a backup to Caleb and Darnold?
You don't need 3 quarterbacks unless this
If
is a
it's
super flex.
if it's a super flex. If it's a super flex, though, think it's a super flex.
If it's
Let's
a
just
super
play like
flex,
it's a super flex.
then you have to have every starting quarterback on your roster, period. And yes, go ahead and get Shugg, but don't drop Sanders. Drop somebody else. So
Yeah.
Yeah. If it's not a super flex, I mean, you could make the case that Shuck or Sanders are better behind Caleb than Darnold.
yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. If it's not a super flex, go get. Honestly,
okay with
I'm
Tyler
fine with
Shuck,
Shador.
honestly. Three of his last 4 games, he's been in a QB1.
I like Shador this week, and then I think he gets Pittsburgh and possibly Buffalo, and I don't love him as much in those 2 games, so it would be Shugg.
You don't love him against Buffalo, respectfully?
It'll depend on what the weather looks like. Those Buffalo Cleveland games always get weird.
In Cleveland against Buffalo?
Yeah, that you're saying that like it's a positive thing. I don't know that it is.
I'll take it as a positive.
That lake effect weather, man.
I don't care. Shador Sanders over Darnold. PPR start 1, Myers or Wandale.
Has to be Jacoby Myers. You
Jacoby
cannot
Myers.
Jacoby Myers right now.
Drake May or Baker Mayfield.
It's Drake May.
Drake May.
Still would go May. I do like Baker this week, but
Yeah. Drake May. And it's 0.75 yards per completion.
It's points per completion. Yeah.
Drake May's the most efficient quarterback in the NFL.
And 10 points per touchdown, -5 per interception. Everything in this moves May.
it's all
further up
May.
my rosters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And 5 point per 40-yard completion.
it's
Drake May.
100%.
Yeah.
Baker gets a little bump there if he gets Evans back, but that's a big if. So
Still
14-0. Shout out Quincy. Have a bye week.
Quincy.
Pick up Waller for week 16 and Jawan Johnson would stream both for the matchup.
Waller in week 16 is the cheat code. That
Waller, you have to have Waller for week 16. It is incomprehensible how bad Cincinnati is against tight ends. Like it's coming, and Dalton Kincaid and Dawson Knox both go off last.
and
week.
Jackson Hall's got a touchdown last.
And Jackson Hall's got a touchdown. Like
Jackson Hall.
they are fucking terrible. Darren Waller is a must start player if he is available to you in week 16.
Michael Wilson or if Harrison plays or Aaron Jones. So this is basically
Jaquarius actually asked this question twice. To me, it's the receivers either way over Aaron Jones. I do not like Aaron Jones this week.
Yep.
Same.
Easy. If CD is out, pick 2. Watson, Flournoy, Sutton.
See, I feel like we had this problem before. I'm going to bet on George Pickens eating, and I'm going to go with the 2 non-Dallas wide receivers in Watson and Sutton.
So my issue with Watson is he is a straight line guy, and
he's
we'll
likely
see
to see
Patrick Surtain.
Surtain the whole game.
He's not the best route runner, which is how you beat good coverage. Pat Surtain can run with Christian Watson.
You're absolutely right. I understand Ryan Flournoy is fun. I think this ends up being a Pickens and Ferguson game, and Minnesota's actually done really well against wide receivers as of late.
They're the number 1 team, I think, in fantasy.
They are
against receivers, which is crazy.
and
Which
quarterbacks.
still start let's get this out of the way. Still start them, but like, I honestly will say Watson and Sutton because I am worried about Flournoy.
I'm not worried about Flournoy at all. It's Dak at home. I don't care what defense they're playing.
Oh, hold on. There's an extra one. Godwin is in the mix now.
Oh, well, now I hate this question altogether.
I'd go Godwin and Sutton.
I would go Godwin and Sutton.
I would go Godwin and Flournoy at that point.
There you go.
Can you hop back on Sutton's dick for a sec with me? Goddamn.
Dude, they don't want to throw him the football. They're finding every way
ball.
not to throw him the football consistently. And like I'm down on Watson, and we'll talk about him a little bit later. But like I'm with you, Sutton or Watson's going to get taken out of this game by Surtain, but I still think he has the ability to at least get one deep shot, right?
Sure.
Sutton can get downfield too. That's his game, but they're just not going downfield enough to him because there's no consistency in Bo Nix's game.
I don't disagree with that. With that being said, Godwin and Sutton. Marcus Mariota or JJ McCarthy. You can never convince me to start JJ McCarthy.
I was gonna say it's Marcus Mariota, but my God, good luck to you, Jaquarius.
Yeah, and it's against the Giants. You're starting Mariota.
Yeah, you can never convince me to start JJ
Weapons
McCarthy.
are there. Like, I mean, I know Zach Ertz is out, but he's got Debo. He's got Terry McLaurin.
Well, you can't make a weapons argument against
JJ McCarthy has the weapons too.
And that's my point.
And he can't throw to him.
Exactly. Mariota can. We've seen that.
And Mariota getting on with his legs still. So.
Yep. Start 2, Isaiah Likely, Waller, and Warren. I think it's Likely and Warren, correct?
That's where I would go this week.
Correct. Yeah, I do not love Waller this week.
Yep. Start 3, 14 team. Loveland, Parkinson, not Parkinson's. That's a disease. Likely, Jaden Higgins, Tyler Algier, Darnell Mooney, Keenan Allen, Jordan Addison. We are scraping the bottom of the barrel there towards the end.
Well, you go Mooney. You go Mooney.
Yeah, no, exactly.
They get Tampa Bay, who is terrible against wide receivers, and there's no Drake London. So you're going Mooney with one here.
Yeah.
Cleveland has actually been terrible against tight ends, but I don't think I'm in on Loveland or Parkinson. It's a tough matchup for Parkinson.
Really? I like Parkinson.
Detroit has shut down tight ends as of late.
I just think it's Brian Branch is out for the season now.
Great point. And those are the things. That's why we keep Joe around.
I think it's a shootout, and Parkinson's going to find the end zone.
That's 100% fair. Like him and Adams are the red zone guys now. They've basically just gone.
Yeah.
Addison went 4 for 60 last week. I'm going to go Mooney, Addison, and Likely if it's my team.
I'm going Mooney, Likely. It's between Higgins and Parkinson for me. I think Higgins is a safer floor option. Parkinson, again, you need that touchdown. If you don't get that touchdown, he's an absolute dud. So I play it safe with Higgins.
Mooney, Parkinson. Every part of me wants to say Keenan Allen because he has ruined Kansas City and Kansas City. I'm not gonna. But I'm not going to lie to you. If I was
ruined people's fantasy season.
If I was fucking around, I would throw Keenan Allen.
And you would find out.
And I would find out. I will go Mooney, Parkinson, and Likely. Meh. I don't like it, but yeah. Drop Mechie for my Bijan handcuff.
1,000%. As quickly as you can.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. Yeah. It's playoff season. You protect your assets. Bijan's the asset.
All we've been talking about on Tuesday.
It's playoff season, which means it's
handcuffing season.
Cuffing season. Start Ibuka has JSN as my other receiver. Other options would be Addison and Vele. Yeah, you're gonna start Ibuka. Sorry,
because your other options suck. You can roll Ibuka out there and pray for the damn best, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, Ibuka's shitty floor is the same thing as their shitty floor. So take the guy with the higher upside, and that's Ibuka.
We will quickly roll through our upsides before getting back into your questions. So, Josh, wow, I was the only one with a win last week. Dab.
We have been, if you go back and look at upside for like the last 5 weeks, we have been awful. And I understand we are swinging big. We have been
I was going to say, I would have hit with Strange if that touchdown, if Myers doesn't have that bad block.
I want everybody to know and realize that like we give good advice. But
we swing big. The players we mentioned don't tend to suck. They just
these are definitely more like bold prediction kind of thing.
Yeah. For example, like I said, Myles Garrett 4 sacks to break the record. Like that was my upside.
And he had a sack and a half. So
yeah, like but I also had Puka Nacua top 3. That one hit.
And he finished 2. Yeah.
And he finished 2. Ryan cursed Devon Achane with a 2 touchdown bet. Like,
I do.
But he did score 1. So
he did score 1.
And you were happy starting.
And each of his backups scored.
Yeah, so like you were happy starting Devon Achane. He didn't get the 2 touchdowns.
I'll tell you what, DraftKings has this bet where you can bet or touchdowns in a game, whoever I pick as the 2 touchdown guy, go and bet him or his backup to score 1 or 2 touchdowns, and you're going to win money. So,
Oh, yeah. Josh, you have Jacoby Myers 14 plus against the Jets, and Woody Marks is the guy you want to talk about, top 12 against Arizona.
Yeah, Woody Marks has been really involved in this offense. And Houston's offense has looked better of late. In their 5-game win streak, they're averaging 23 points per game. By contrast, Cardinals have lost 5 straight and have not topped 24 points in a game since they beat Dallas in Dallas. We know how good Houston's defense is. What complements a good defense? A running game. Marks has 10 or more carries in every game since week 7, and he hit a season high 26 last week. You add in the fact that Arizona allows the 2nd most fantasy points to running backs since week 10. Everything is setting up for Woody Marks to have a big breakout week this week.
Ryan.
Yeah.
The 2 touchdown special goes to Travis Etienne against the New York Jets.
So flush him down the toilet.
So flush him down the drain. Bayshall Tootin, congratulations on your 1 touchdown game.
Yeah.
And Chris Godwin tomorrow night, top 20 against Atlanta.
I do want to quickly throw out the Jets have given up 10 running back touchdowns in their last 4 games, which
Holy
is
shit.
wild. Like, bet on running back touchdowns in this game. But I really do like Chris Godwin. Atlanta over the last 5 games since week 10 has given up the 2nd most points to wide receivers. And Godwin just feels due. He's starting to see the targets, 13 targets over the last 2 games. In those games, 8 catches for a total of 133 yards, no touchdowns. It seems like he's getting more and more acclimated. And I know a lot of folks are going to be worried about Mike Evans, Jalen McMillan, Emeka Egbuka. In a short week, I think we tend to see a lot of what we saw the previous week, and I believe this is Chris Godwin's offense. I don't expect Mike Evans to step right in, like Josh said, and take over the lion's share of the role. And then when you look at who Atlanta has been beaten by, and this is a little bit of a stretch, but bear with me here. Xavier Legette, who plays the Godwin role for Carolina, went for 83 yards and a touchdown against the Atlanta Falcons. Sorry. And then Deebo Samuel, who plays kind of like that big inside receiver role, similar to what Chris Godwin does, went for 672 and a touchdown against these Atlanta Falcons. Even Cooper Kupp, the first big slot in NFL history, seemingly scored a touchdown against these same Falcons last week. I think this is a spot where Godwin can beat whoever's covering him, and he's going to be a must for this team who desperately needs to win this game. So I like Chris Godwin a lot this week.
Mario Douglas went for over 100 and a touchdown.
Killed him.
Mario Dog, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wolf?
Slot receivers beat up on the Atlanta Falcons.
Yeah.
I have Chase Brown top 10 against the Ravens. And I am now regretting top 2 because I was like, oh, all I have to do is beat out the Houston defense for 1. And then I forgot Phillip Rivers might play quarterback in Seattle. So I might get this one wrong.
Switch it to top 3.
No. Nope. I'm going to stay put. I'm going to stay pat. The show has started. It's like chess. Once you take the hand off the piece, you can't move it again. So
touch the piece.
Oh, so once you touch?
Yeah, most chess tournaments are.
Oh, I thought it was if you touched and you moved it back,
no,
you're fine. I thought it was when you take hand off.
You can't change the board state to see how it looks.
I didn't think like you could place it in the spot and then look like if you picked it up.
In most official chess tournaments, if you touch the piece, you have to then move that piece.
Okay, nerd.
Who would have thought?
Anyways,
I played 5 games of chess a day. So,
all right, fair. Guys, have you seen the Jets play football? Like, it's bad. It's really bad. And I hate giving Jacksonville credit. They've looked really good on defense. They've looked really good on defense. So, especially if Cook is playing quarterback, Jacksonville's going to have a day against this kid.
I do love, Joe, that you called my top 3. It's Seattle, Houston, and Jacksonville.
That's what I'm saying. I sat there and I was like, because I have Houston in our I have Houston and the Jacksonville Jaguars in our dynasty league.
Nice.
I have a bye week this week, so they're both useless. But I sat there and I'm like,
this week.
Yeah, I have a bye week this week. Ryan, I have been the last fucking team. I've been the last place team for 7 years. Let me live in this fucking glory that I am the 2 seed and have a bye.
I just don't look forward to In one league, I got smacked by Josh last week, and I faced Josh again this week. In another league, I got smacked by Chris last week, and I faced him again this week. So,
and then you might play me next week if you win. So
there we go.
Honestly, I don't love my team because McConkey's on the downswing, Ibuka's on the downswing, Garrett Wilson's been hurt. I don't love the direction my team is going.
My team is all 40-year-old men who are.
Don't you have Jonathan Taylor in that league too?
No. I have Chase Brown as my starting back. In one league, I
know you had Jonathan Taylor. You may have.
Yeah. In one league, I have Drake May, Jonathan Taylor, CeeDee Lamb, George Pickens, and Devontae Adams.
That'll work.
And I picked up the Jaguars defense. Anyways, Jacksonville, back to your questions. Do you think Devon Achane will be back this week? Oh, we talked about it. He practiced, so it's looking good, and they play on Monday. And I'll have to pick between flexing Omarion Hampton and Kenneth Walker. Disgusting. Who should I pick?
That Kansas City defense is no joke, and Walker should have a fucking cakewalk this week. I'm going to go Walker.
Keep in mind, Indy gets DeForest Buckner back this week.
Oh, that does scramble things up a bit.
I would
they
still
should
go,
anyway.
I'm
I know
still
they
gonna go Walker.
activated him off IR.
I would still go Kenneth Walker. I don't like Omarion Hampton's matchup.
I agree. I'm way down on Hampton.
I don't like Kenneth Walker as a player right now, but I would not go Omarion Hampton. Yeah. And Zach, is it the college or is the NFL not developing QBs? Look, it's both.
It's literally both.
Actually,
it's also college. Way
oddly
more. Oddly
enough, it is the most popular article on our website. Gator J wrote an article a year and a half ago about how NIL has changed the college game, and he actually addresses this in the article, and he's hit it right. It's all about keeping these kids happy and not coaching them up anymore.
Yep.
So
because these kids these days, these younger generations, they don't want to work for what they earn. They just want shit handed to them. So as long as you throw a bag at them, they're happy.
Yep.
But the moment they're not getting what they want, they're like, all right, well, I'm just going to go transfer and somebody else is going to pay me. Because what they do off the field is going to continue to bring money to the university via social media posts, advertising, whatever else, even if that team's only winning 5 fucking games. There's so much money in college football, even for losing teams. It is ridiculous. It is stupid how much money is available in college football right now.
Tom Brady was the 7th string quarterback at Michigan his freshman year. Just get that through your head that he was there all 5 years and had to work his way to being the starting quarterback and winning the Orange Bowl.
And now kids don't have to go through that. Like before, if you transferred, you lost a year of eligibility. Like now you could not play the next year. Now with all the transfer portals, like it's almost like you're judged if you don't transfer.
And that's where I think NIL would take a slight hit if they brought back that 1-year ban on the transfer.
Mm-hmm.
So it's interesting. Start the Browns or the Bills, Vikings rest of season. It's tough for rest of season.
Never rest of season. But if I'm going one of these teams rest of season, I'm playing on the Browns talent. I know they didn't look good last week, but I'll go with the Browns.
They also have a shit schedule, I will add.
I mean, they have a shit week 16. Week 17 against Aaron Rodgers in Pittsburgh, I think, is a great start. So
it's just in Pittsburgh, which is
that's fair.
Yeah, I always hate the in Pittsburgh, but the at home against the Bills.
I was going to say, what's Garrett? 2.5 sacks away from the record.
He's 2.5 from tying, 3 from breaking.
Yeah,
I'm taking the Browns. Of all of these, the Bills are the worst run defense in the NFL, and the Vikings blow chunks. Let's get that out of the way. If you're picking one, it's the Browns, but I would play matchup.
And the Vikings was picked up. They had the Pats, Bills, Saints, Bears, Falcons.
Again, you can't go rest of season. Being perfectly honest, you just got to take the team you trust most this week. Of all of those teams you listed, it's still the Browns for me.
It's the Browns. The Bills play the Patriots, very efficient offense, and the Vikings play the Cowboys in Dallas. You are not starting them. Go with the Browns. Only great quarterback that didn't sit that I can think of off the top of my head right now is Peyton. Who else came in and had a crazy career? Well, Peyton also sucked his first year.
I was going to say,
but they let him develop.
And don't forget, Peyton Manning was the advocate for throw these kids into the fire.
But threw him into the fire, but he learned and they kept letting him build. Now
I was going to say, I mean, look Cam Ward has been awful this year.
Yeah.
And they've just trotted him out there. But and we're going to find out whether that was a good or bad thing. Like they're going to get a new coach
but he's also made some ridiculous throws and he's not the problem.
And you see the upside, you see the potential with why he went number 1 overall.
But the problem is
Jackson Dart sat, Tyler Shuck sat for, first half of the season. Shedeur Sanders sat for the first 2/3 of the season. Like a lot of these, and even, going back to previous seasons, the only, now it feels like the only quarterbacks that are actually starting from day one are if you're drafted in that top 5, top 10.
Yeah. Ryan, real quick before you continue, just because this is on Cam Ward. Cam Ward also worked up from the incarnate word and things he
absolutely
worked his way to Miami. He didn't he wasn't, I was sent there with NIL. No, he earned that and played well at every level.
Oh, 1,000.
So he's a little different. He has developed. So continue. Go ahead.
No, I mean, you guys are going down a road that I've been going down in the NFL for ages. I cannot stand the short leashes that quarterbacks and head coaches are on. If you're going to draft a guy in the first round, unless he just fucking sucks, and we've seen how wrong they've been about giving up on a guy numerous times, you got to give the quarterback and the head coach 5 years together. That is my absolute opinion. If it's a first round guy, it's just, give them that first contract. It's just ridiculous.
I think in my opinion, if after 3 years you're like, okay, this isn't it, fine. Honestly, what the Giants did with Daniel Jones was fine. They shouldn't have extended him and given him that contract.
Where they fucked up.
Giving him the $40 million over 4 years, that was the problem.
That was the fuck up. But what they did was they let him develop.
You give Sam Darnold 3 for 100, when you give Baker 3 for 100, that's the deal that you make, because it puts you fairly squarely into that. Well, we know you're not a top guy because you haven't gotten that far yet, but you're still a starting caliber player. You're still a starting caliber quarterback in the NFL, and you're not going to break our cap. Show us you can be that. We'll give you that contract. But agents don't look at that. They want their guy paid, plain and simple.
Mm-hmm. Agents have a job to do. They have a job to do. Dart or Mahomes? This is easy Jackson Dart.
Yeah.
Jackson Dart. Texans or Eagles? Another defense with an incredibly good matchup in the Philadelphia
They're
Eagles.
my defense 4 this week. I mean, it is ridiculous. It's you got to stick with the Texans, but the Eagles are a great play.
I was going to say the only hindrance I have, and again, I'm taking my Eagles bias out of this, but that defense has looked really good. Kenny Pickett sucks. Call a spade a spade.
Seven sacks, 11 QB hits last year.
They're going to succumb to garbage time Jacoby Brissett.
That's fair.
But they could
there is no garbage time Kenny Pickett, y'all.
But they could also have 3 interceptions.
And so can the Eagles is the thing. So.
Yeah. I would still take the Texans.
I'm
honestly.
still taking the Texans.
I'm starting the Eagles.
My first 4 defenses, I don't care which of the 4 I'm starting if I'm starting one of those 4. So
yeah, again, good problem to have this week, but stick with the Texans.
Yep.
Dak or Burrow? Dak at home.
I have been struggling. I mean, I know everybody says that Minnesota has given up the fewest points to quarterbacks over the last 5
I don't
weeks.
care.
I know you guys are saying that. I also have Dak ranked ahead right now, but I'm not happy about it. I'm unhappy with my own rankings right now.
Go ahead, Josh.
I was going to say, I'm actually curious who Minnesota has played the last.
I'm pulling that up right now.
Jaden Daniels last week, Sam Darnold,
Jordan Love.
They didn't need to. Darnold did not need to throw. Darnold, and then Caleb Williams.
Jordan Love, Caleb Williams, Lamar Jackson.
Yeah.
Jared Goff in Detroit, and they beat him. And
Justin Herbert went 227.
Justin Herbert.
That's what I'm saying.
Jalen Hurts 326.
Zach brings this up though. Burrow's playing Baltimore, dude.
I'm so I am hard pressed to ever sit Dak Prescott at home. The Cowboys. What are they?
And they're not running the football very well now either.
Who was my start of the week when I was on Starts a Different Day with
Dak.
Yeah, it was Dak against the Philadelphia Eagles. I said, you want to know why? He's in Dallas. He went 303 touchdowns.
I say that was your guy.
Dak Prescott. I don't care who he plays.
I don't know that there's even a wrong answer here.
No,
they're probably going to score the exact same.
We're arguing over nothing. So.
Yeah.
But I'm right, and it's Dak Prescott. So I just want to make sure.
You know what? Here's what I'll give you. Dak Prescott's playing indoors, just like my kicker take.
Yep.
So.
Yeah, Megan says that she's got the Dak CD stack. So.
Well, you hope.
Yeah.
Yeah, you hope. Yeah.
I mean, it's.
Hey, you know what? If it's Dak and Flournoy stack, you're good.
There you go.
If it's Dak and no stack, it's still Dak Prescott. Chris Rodriguez or Singletary? This is Devin Singletary across the board for all of us. For week 16, would you still go Waller over Fannin?
See, this is tough, and I would have to be under the gun, but right now I am very tempted to make Waller my tight end too, because I don't put anybody ahead of Trey McBride ever. So
who do the Browns have week 16?
A home against Buffalo.
Not great against the tight end, but not nearly as bad as Cincinnati.
Yeah, I think I'd still lean Waller.
And that game is in Miami.
He's that red zone guy, man. Like I know the last couple of games back, they haven't really gotten to that point yet. But
wait till you see him against.
I was going to say, wait till you see him against Cincinnati. That's going to be the entire game plan. He's going to be running all over that defense.
Because they're not going to all of a sudden get good. They had 14 weeks, and they will not get better at it. So
he's home in what is guaranteed to not be shitty weather in Miami.
Yeah, it's fair.
So start Baker or Caleb.
I honestly don't even know where I have these folks ranked. I know I moved Baker up my rankings a bit. I do have Baker ahead of Caleb. Caleb has that Browns defense. I'm going Baker. So
yeah, I would go Baker as well.
I would go Baker as well, and I think this is going to be a game management play. And if the weather's going to be as bad as it is, I think Ben Johnson's going to want to run. So
yep,
Baker.
And as we saw last week, if someone's going to beat the Browns, it's Tony Pollard. So.
Tony fucking Pollard, baby. Let him go. Full PPR, start 2. Wide receivers, Godwin, Tetaroa, Mike Evans, Stephon Diggs, Devonta Smith, who's been burning you nonstop. Yeah, he has.
Yeah, Devonta Smith doesn't even enter the conversation for me here. It's hard benching Diggs in this revenge game, but I'm going Godwin and Tetaroa McMillan.
Same.
I would also go Godwin and Tetaroa McMillan. Have Brissett pick up Darnold or Rodgers. You're going to start Jacoby Brissett.
No, I have Brissett far ahead of Darnold and Rodgers this week. So
yep. Wendy also says Mariota as well. No,
still going Brissett. And we talked about this literally Monday and Tuesday, Ryan. Against the Rams, Brissett was still a top 12 quarterback.
Good defense.
Mm-hmm.
Houston is a good defense. Brissett has the safest floor of any quarterback in fantasy football.
He's going to throw the ball 20 to 30 times in the second half of this game.
Brissett went 250 and 2 touchdowns again.
It's literally pin it to his name.
Yep.
Jacoby dog. That guy's going to have a job in the NFL for as long as he
wants. He's the starting quarterback for the Cardinals certainly next year. So
at this point, Josh Jacobs did not practice today. Would a Reed drop to pick up Emmanuel Wilson be a smart move? Has Puka, Tetaroa McMillan, T. Higgins, and Michael Wilson.
You don't need Jaden Reed for starters.
Nope.
And you want to handcuff your Josh Jacobs. Here's the thing. I understand the last part of this question. Last time he didn't practice on Wednesday, he missed the game. He literally hurt his knee, and there was the chance that he wasn't going to play. And the reason they held him out was because they played again on Thursday. Josh Jacobs not practicing today.
Not a big deal.
That's a veteran
rest.
It's a veteran day. Yeah.
Still pick up Emmanuel Wilson.
No, 100%. You should.
That's playoff
Emmanuel
strategy.
Wilson.
You need Emmanuel Wilson.
Yep.
So
and Jaden Reed is not the answer.
Nope. Godwin or Terry?
Chris Godwin.
Godwin or Sutton?
Chris Godwin.
I will also go Godwin. Would you drop Alec Pierce or Mechie for getting Algier?
Yes.
Mechie first.
Mechie
I don't know. Pierce. Phillip Rivers will throw the ball down the field. Mechie first.
Are we sure he's going to get it there?
I am relatively certain the one thing Phillip Rivers can still do is chuck that ball 65 yards down the field.
Has he ever been able to throw the ball 65 yards down the field?
65?
45.
6.5 maybe. But
no, wasn't that actually wasn't that the whole thing with Rivers in his last stint was he stopped throwing the deep ball? Maybe this is a drop.
Because he couldn't throw it, Pat.
Yeah. Drop Alec Pierce.
Again, his throwing motion never was conducive.
No, you're absolutely right. He had an arm for a little while there.
Oh, don't get me wrong. He had an arm, but in today's NFL, when Phillip Rivers was throwing the ball back in his day, and his deep ball was 45 to 50 yards.
Today is his day. Come on now.
Right, dog.
Okay. When his deep ball back in his day was 40 to 50 yards, that was a normal deep ball in the NFL back then, which is back 100%. Yes.
Outside of Michael Vick, you didn't have those
75 Dante Culpepper, Donovan McNabb. These guys could throw the ball easily.
But here's the thing. Ryan,
he wasn't.
Ryan, those were one-offs. Those are just one guys. Now There's 10 guys in the NFL that can do
I mean,
that.
all the bench guys can do what we're talking about here. So.
That's my point is like, but I'm bringing this to baseball. If you were pitching 92, 94 back in the early 2000s, you were speed. You were hot shit.
Greg Maddux
if you're
was
pitching
the greatest
92,
pitcher in
94 now,
baseball.
you're slow. You're slow. That's my point is like,
everybody's throwing 100 plus now.
exactly. That's my point is like Phillip Rivers back had a deep ball. In today's NFL, that's a mid-range. Like that's not a deep ball. It still really is, but like 40-yard pass is like a deep ball, but then Josh Allen throwing 70, and it's like, okay. Start 2 officially in the Guillotine League. Pickens, James Cook, Amon-Ra, Nico, Devontae, A.J. Brown.
Love Guillotine Leagues this time of year. You're always going to guess
wild.
wrong.
Pickens and Amon-Ra.
That's where I was going to go, and I'll trust my gut because that's what Joe said. So
I love Nico this week, man.
Pickens and Amon-Ra.
Here's the thing: you need high scores. You're down to the last 4 teams of your team or your league. So
Yeah.
Pickens at home, Amon-Ra in a shootout.
I agree with Amon-Ra. I think I'm still going to go Nico over Pickens.
Okay.
Fair.
Okay. Philly or Dallas? Philly.
Oh, it's Philly. Dallas.
Easy.
This is terrible.
Yeah. Easy.
I mean, I get it. It's against JJ McCarthy. That's why it's a question. But
oh, yeah. Completely. Would you drop Cleveland defense if you have Houston? Sure. Why not? And when Garrett Wilson comes off IR, I don't know if that's a when. Who do I drop? Swift, Harvey, Henderson, Myers, or Buka?
You may not have Garrett Wilson coming.
I would draft. If I would drop Garrett Wilson.
I would drop Garrett Wilson.
Yeah.
I would drop
you
Garrett
hang on
Wilson.
to your running backs this time of year.
Mm-hmm. And I don't want to drop Myers or Ibuka. So
maybe Ibuka. It depends on what the week is and how he looks this week will be big in that. But it's probably just cut Garrett Wilson.
Slight Brad got Dart, James Cook, CMC, Jamar Chase, Puka Nakua, Juwan Johnson, Hunter Henry, Eagles, and Brandon Aubrey. And going against the second lowest scorer for the first round. Don't get too cocky, Zach.
Although that one feels safe as hell.
You're sitting pretty good. Love Brissett, but should I pivot back to no?
Nope.
Do not pivot to Purdy.
I'm still on the Brissett train. I do think it's close.
And we get it.
Brian, we literally talked about this yesterday. I still think Brissett's a top 7-8 option this week. So
one streamer moved ahead of Brissett in my rankings, and that is Trevor Lawrence. That's the only streaming option I would play ahead of him. Everybody else is well rostered.
Last one before we get into our downsides. In a full PPR, week 15, would you play Monangai, Isaiah Likely?
I'm going with Likely. The Bengals cannot cover the tight end, and Likely is out targeting Andrews like crazy. So
yeah,
I am down on Kyle Monangai this week.
Yeah, the last 3 weeks, Likely has 27 fantasy points. Mark Andrews has 12.7. Yep. Likely is their tight end one right now.
And against Cincinnati, Likely could score 27 this week, and I'm barely being facetious.
Yep, it's Isaiah Likely.
I will also go Isaiah Likely. All right, to our downsides. Here we go. Amarion Hampton outside the top 25 against Kansas City, and Christian Watson outside the top 24 against Denver. We lightly touched on Watson with the multiple questions, but didn't really dive too far into Amarion Hampton, Josh.
Yeah, I was in on Hampton last week on our Start Sit show. Look, this week against the Saints, I'm out. KC on the season allows the 6th fewest fantasy points to running backs. That's the 9th fewest since week 10. They're allowing less than 20 total fantasy points per game to the running backs, and Hampton is in a literal 50-50 split with Kamani Vidal. So if you're splitting not even 20 fantasy points down the middle, you're barely getting 10 fantasy points. He's just a low-end flex for me this week until he's able to somehow lap Kamani Vidal in this split, which at this point in the season, I don't think that's going to be the case.
Ryan, no touchdown goes to Brock Bowers against the Philadelphia Eagles, and Breece Hall is outside the top 20 against Jacksonville.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I should actually talk about the Brock Bowers thing, but Philly has just been killing wide receivers and tight ends and certainly keeping them out of the end zone. And then it's Kenny Pickett. As far as Breece Hall, Jacksonville just held Jonathan Taylor to 13 fantasy points, and that was with a touchdown. And I think that's the most important thing to take away from this. Breece Hall has only scored a touchdown in 3 games this entire season. He only scored 4 fantasy points last week. There are a ton of QB problems for the New York Jets right now. I think Hall is going to face stack boxes this entire game. I think Jacksonville is going to be able to get after him. I don't see him doing much. I don't see the Jets doing much on offense this week.
Yeah, you got to pray that he breaks finds a way to break one.
You need
and
that
they get him
65 screen pass like we saw a
Yep.
few weeks ago. So
Yep.
I have Michael Pittman outside the top 50 against the Seattle Seahawks.
I told Josh, Josh called Justin Jefferson outside the top 50. You guys have a set for these that I definitely don't have. I'll take the layups every time. So
I'm
not even saying it's a bad call. I didn't give Josh that hard a time on his, and he was very right. And I have a feeling you will be too. So
I just can't see it. I would have been down if Daniel Jones was the quarterback a little bit. Yeah, I do not like this with Phillip Rivers. And then I want to talk about Kareem Hunt outside the top 20 because we have obviously talked a lot about Phillip Rivers. He is so inefficient, like horrendously bad at the running back position. You're really hoping for a touchdown, but with how bad the Chiefs have looked, I cannot get behind.
Let me ask you about this. Just to piggyback on this. The Chiefs are not like statistically eliminated yet, right?
They need to win.
If they lose this week, I do think that they're done.
Here's the thing. They need to win out and they need the Chargers to lose out plus a couple of other things.
Okay.
For them to even have a chance.
Let's hypothetically say that the Chiefs lose in week 15. Say what you will about Kansas City. That is a smart organization. When do they shut down Patrick fucking Mahomes and fuck fantasy managers over completely? You better go get Jacoby Brissett right the fuck now.
They're about to pull Chris Collinsworth. Like, they're a smart organization, like, by losing in week 15 and getting eliminated.
What I'm saying is I think they will not risk Patrick Mahomes a day longer than they have to. So
I would agree with that. And that's where I fit. That's where I'm happy you went with that sentence. So there's no reason to play him. There's zero reason to play him. So
I don't think it would be week 16, but I wouldn't be surprised. I do think they would sit him 17 and 18. So
don't worry, guys. Tom Brady never, in his entire reign, never missed the playoffs this badly. So it's just fine. We can stop making the fucking comparisons. Also, can we cut the shit with Kelsey and Rob Gronkowski? Can we maybe cut the shit on that too? Because I haven't seen a guy drop as many passes as Travis Kelsey has in my entire
fall off
life.
Is real. We'll just
fall off's bad, dude. Rob Gronkowski was on no arms, no elbows, and no knees, and still made catches. So let's pump the fucking brakes there on the greatest of all times. All right. I still think Tony Gonzalez tops every tight end ever, but kids these days don't know ball.
If I needed a tight end to score a touchdown, I'm picking Antonio Gates 10 times out of 10.
I will agree with that. That guy's an absolute menace. Going across TikTok right now, because I have a little bit of time. Going across TikTok right now, we all remember Nnamdi Asomugha, right?
Oh God, all too well.
Now, obviously, Josh, Philadelphia
before
Eagles.
He got there.
Yeah, Philadelphia Eagles, Nnamdi Asomugha. Let's focus on Oakland Raider, Nnamdi Asomugha.
Yeah.
That guy was fucking ridiculous. He was insane. Now, I'm going to bring up a TikTok that I sent my brother, and he said, this is the dumbest thing ever. Because there's like a lot of Nnamdi Asomugha hate going around. They're like, he's not better than Christian Gonzalez. I'm like, you guys are too young to chime in on this fucking
why
conversation.
is there Nnamdi Asomugha conversation?
I have no idea. Anyways, so it's tier 1. Would you rather Nnamdi Asomugha or Christian Gonzalez?
Nnamdi.
That's a no-brainer.
Again, if you're talking body of work.
Josh, go fucking all-pro.
Look how bad he was in Philly. That stains your entire career, in my opinion. Dude.
Well, when you have these conversations, you talk about prime.
Yeah.
You could argue that was his prime in Philly.
No, you couldn't. There's a reason he was in Philly.
Yeah, the reason he was in Philly was because
your
of his
second
prime.
contract should be your prime in the NFL.
Josh, we get it. He fucked you over. Nnamdi Asomugha is better than Christian Gonzalez. This isn't a conversation.
This is the conversation we're having at 10 o'clock at night.
Number 2, Derek Stingley.
Stingley's been a baller.
Nnamdi Asomugha. Sauce Gardner.
Sauce.
Incorrect. Nnamdi Asomugha.
No, I think Sauce is very overrated, truthfully.
I agree.
Yeah. The only one they listed in the list that I was like, fine, Pat Surtain.
Oh, so they're going today's corners.
Yeah,
here's
today's
the thing.
corners.
It also depends on what rules you're playing by.
And that's the other thing, too. The rules now are so incredibly different than they were when Asomugha was playing.
Of course. But, like, People are like, Nnamdi Asomugha was bad. I'm like, can we not focus on Josh's Eagles and look at what he fucking did on the Raiders? He had 13 passes. He had 13 completions thrown his way in one season on 478 passes.
You were going to bring up one of my favorite. You said 13 completions. One of my favorite stats ever was was Champ Bailey, when they were like, that was the 7th pass thrown at him this season. It was like the 6th.
I was going to say him, Darrell Revis, like those are corners that were just on completely different levels.
I'm sorry.
Nobody was throwing their way at all.
You can't compare anybody. I will take Pat Surtain maybe if he continues on this trajectory. You cannot compare a single corner in the NFL today to fucking Darrell Revis, Champ Bailey, Nnamdi Asomugha, Oakland Raider, and I will specify Oakland Raider.
Just wait in 3 years when we're talking about Quinyon Mitchell in that same category.
Oh, Quinyon Mitchell was tier 2. They were like, and one guy was like, oh, I'd take Quinyon Mitchell. I'm like, bitch, you're an Eagles fan. Shut up. You dickhead. God, idiot.
I still remember when we got so hyped about getting Nnamdi Asomugha and Dominique Rodgers-Cromartie in the same offseason, and I'm like, all right, let's go. Lockdown City, baby. We had the most passing yards against us among any teams in the NFL that season.
That was the Steelers.
Season, that was the dream team season with Vince
That was
Young.
the Steelers this year with Jalen Ramsey and Darius Slay.
The day the Philadelphia Eagles, for those who don't know, I was
Spartacus,
a huge
we're coming to your
Eagles
question,
fan
I promise.
when McNabb was there. The day the Eagles signed Javon Curse, who was my favorite pass rusher of all time, I thought my dreams had come true, and that was a nightmare season.
He was good with us, though.
Yeah. Just
Curse was good. It was everybody else that fucking shit the bed.
Yeah.
Albert Hainsworth. I don't know why that name. Shout out. All right, here we go. Pick one to cuff. Wilson, Algier, Pirine. He has B-Rob and Monty already. Like Brian Robinson Jr. And if you're picking one more handcuff.
I'm guessing, I mean, if this goes... Well,
Algier's a league winner if Bajan goes down.
Yes, Algier. It's not Pirine.
Better team. I want Wilson.
Are they the better team? Let's get
the Packers are the better team over the Falcons. Let's be honest.
We're going on hypothetical injuries. If Bajan Robinson goes down, Tyler Algier is a league winner.
Mm-hmm. Dropping Gaston to make
means they throw more, but whatever.
Dropping Gaston to make room for Evans off IR. Next move is to add Waller for next week, but who to drop? Manungai, Watson. Other running backs are Barkley, Bucky, Achane, Rico. Other receivers are Chase, Rice, Ibuka. Holy fuck. I dropped Mike Evans.
Yeah.
Yeah. I dropped Mike Evans.
You don't need Mike Evans. I love Mike Evans. He wasn't even that good before he got hurt.
Who's your tight end? Like, could you drop the tight end?
Gadsden's the tight end.
Well, no.
Just
like
drop Gadsden and get Waller.
Well, who's your starting tight end is my question.
Gadsden.
No, because he's dropping Gadsden to make room for Evans this week. So who's your starting tight end?
I feel what you're saying.
You're not starting Gadsden. He's on the fucking waiver wire. Tyler Warren. Okay, you're not dropping Tyler Warren. Perfect.
But you need Waller for next week.
So Mike Evans. So you're going to drop Mike Evans.
Just drop Mike Evans. Clear that IR spot. You don't need him with the wide receivers you have listed.
Well,
and then you can just outright drop Gadsden for Waller. Basically, you're going to have to drop two people one way or the other. So.
Yeah. If you want to wait till next week, that's fine. But drop Mike Evans next week.
Well,
get Waller now. Be anticipatory.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Yep. In a full PPR, if Lamb does not play, would you move to Flournoy?
Yes.
Sure.
Yeah.
I any league where I have Lamb, I tried to get Flournoy and got him for the most part. So.
Yep. PPR flex, Myers, Marks, or Hampton. It's not Hampton.
PPR, I'll go Myers, but I do love I love Marks and Myers this week. They're literally both my upside plays.
Myers.
I will also go Jacoby Myers. In a full PPR, need waiver wire desperation wide receiver play. Safe. Luther Burden, Alec Aomaner, and Shamir DK.
Shamir DK is the only one of this group who has a guaranteed chance to score a touchdown when he's kicking and punt returning. I'm going to go DK.
So. Shamir DK.
Yeah.
Who did the Titans have this week?
San Francisco.
In San Francisco.
Honestly, you can throw on them too, but
yep.
Shamir DK.
Yeah, I mean, the thing with Luther Burden, to me, it just depends if Romadunze plays. Because I do think that if Adunze is out, he still has a safe floor. I mean, he had 4 for 60 this past week. So, but yeah, DK has that guarantee, that chance for a touchdown because of the punt returns, kick returns. So,
Mike Evans playable.
I would not play him.
This week, probably not, but it depends on what your situation looks like. And I see Jose yelling at us not to give up on Mike Evans. Mike Evans is my favorite wide receiver of all time. I would put nobody ahead of him for just the way I like to watch football.
Keenan?
It's close, but Mike, the 50-50 balls is my favorite way of watching football. Yeah. But what I was trying to go with that is first game back off of an injury on a Thursday. Just too much weird shit can happen in this game. So.
Wilson, Evans, Godwin, Jennings, Tedero, McMillan, Judy. Tet is the definite.
And Godwin for me.
Godwin.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out who Wilson is.
Garrett Wilson, Roman Wilson.
I know that Sleeper has projected points for Garrett Wilson this week, but there's literally been
he's eligible to come back. He's just not going to. So
yeah, so was Trey Benson 3 weeks ago. How'd that work?
Godwin and Tet. Godwin and Tet.
And McMillan, yeah.
And does Godwin have a safe floor with Evans and Ibuka back? Yes.
Yeah, 100% he does.
He has a safe floor. And Ryan, over to you for the stream of the week.
There we go. Another pretty solid week last week because you guys just keep letting me have Jacoby Brissett. So thanks. And yes, he is still available, but I've decided to go with some other options this week. So let's get into it. Week 15 streams of the week, all available in 50% of ESPN leagues. At quarterback, I'm going to go with Trevor Lawrence. I'm moving off Brissett. He is safe, but Lawrence has the upside this week. The Jets are just a better matchup for quarterbacks. They have allowed at least one quarterback touchdown in their last 12 games, and in 4 of those games, it's been multiple touchdowns. On tight end, I'm going to go with Theo Johnson against Washington. I thought about going with Brenton Strange, and you're more than able to go ahead and stack Brenton Strange with Trevor Lawrence, but Johnson is a favorite target of Jackson Dart, and Washington gives up the 5th most fantasy points to tight ends over the last month. And then on defense, this is rough. I'm going to go with Kansas City against the Chargers. This might be the worst defensive streaming week of the entire season. I'm sorry if you're streaming this week. Not one of my streaming options makes my top 10. Kansas City is the best of a bad bunch. The Chargers allowed 7 sacks last week. Chiefs can get after the quarterback. We're just crossing our fingers for a turnover or two. You need the win this week. Do you trust any of my streaming options? Let us know in the comments. Full article available tomorrow.
I love it. And Zach chimes in with Trey Des Green. He's 6'9", 240 coming out of LSU.
That's right.
Sounds like my favorite player already.
My brother is a big Trey Des Green fan. That's a massive human.
I still have Philadelphia Eagle Johnny Wilson on a few of my rosters because he was
Johnny. Johnny. And also to wrap up our underdog props, favorite Thursday night football player props via underdog. Sign up, use the promo code WOFF to claim your free pick first time deposit offer up to $1,000 in bonus cash. We have Baker Mayfield higher than 18.5 rushing yards. That's
trash. When I actually put this in the show sheet, it was 19.5. And then they dropped it one. And I was like, what are we doing? He's literally hit 19 plus in 4 straight games. He started the season with 3 straight over 33. Offensive line's in shambles. He's going to scramble. I don't care if all of his weapons are back. This feels like a really easy line for Baker Mayfield.
And Ryan, you have Bijan Robinson higher than 16.5 carries. He's hit this in 4 of his last 5 games and had 12 against them in week 1.
Yeah, I just think this is a situation where Atlanta is going to force the run. Obviously, you have to worry about Tyrell Algier. And then back in week 1, Bijan actually went for over 100 receiving yards on them, but I hated his total yard line. I like his rushing yards line. I don't mind his receiving yards line. I don't love the total yards line. Like, everything just felt kind of weird here. But what I think is going to happen is they're going to keep feeding him. And that's what the offense is. And it's a short week. You don't change your offense in a short week.
I like it.
Boom. And weird betting line of the week. The Patriots opened as 1.5 point underdogs at home against the Bills.
That's wild.
But it's also weird that
apparently the people have not seen the Patriots play football this year.
Well, it was weird because then the next morning the Patriots were 1.5 point favorites.
3-point swing overnight.
And then it went back to the Bills at plus 1.5. I'm sorry, the Patriots at plus 1.5.
Oh.
Now hear me out. A 3-point swing in a week, not uncommon.
It's just showing the money's going whoever the
not uncommon.
The underdog is.
3-point swing from underdog at home to favorite? That's a little weird.
Yeah.
So not really sure what's happening there, but found that funny. Thoughts on Bucky? Will he go crazy or continue to split carries?
I think he's going to be fine.
I was going to say, what do we call splitting carries?
someone. So when you split,
Well,
No, but
Sean
what I'm
Tucker-
getting at is he hasn't really yielded that many carries.
Yeah, Sean Tucker was just viable last week. We don't talk a lot about my betting habits on this show, but I found something very interesting when looking at this game. Both of these teams struggle against allowing running backs passing yards. Bucky Irving's passing yard line is incredibly low. It's like 25 yards to get plus money. He's averaging almost 40 yards a game. Look at Bucky Irving as a receiver this week if you happen to be placing some responsible wagers.
Yeah, I love Bucky this week. They're using him all over. They finally realized that Rachaad White sucks, and they're getting Bucky more involved in the passing game, and Sean Tucker's taking some of those carries. So
yeah,
Bucky was always going to be at best 70-30 split. Otherwise, it was going to be lower than that because they have good running backs in their stable. And that's just how teams operate these days. Their teams aren't going to be in these 90-10, 80-20 type splits. So yeah, Bucky coming off the injury, missing as much time, they can run him till the wheels fall off at the end of the season. So
that's it, folks. For Josh, Ryan, myself, you can follow Club Fantasy at Club Fantasy FFL. The URL, clubfantasyffl.com. Be sure to follow along for Happy Bakemas, 25 Days of Baking with Ann Michael May. I found out Ann Michael is actually her first name. It's not Ann Michael, her middle name.
Interesting.
It's a double name. So Ann Michael May, very Southern.
Yeah. Drake May.
Drake May. I still don't get it, but
did you see where the players were explaining it to each other?
Yeah, where
hilarious.
Kayshawn Booty asked what it was, and then the whole and everyone commented Kayshawn Booty. I love this team.
I hate that this Patriots team is fun.
Everyone
hate it so
everyone
much.
hates the Patriots, and all I see is like, why do they have a likable quarterback? Why is their receiver room so likable?
I hate it so much.
And honestly, it makes it so much better. Like playing the villain was always fun. Like Tom Brady's a fucking cyborg. Like, yeah, you can hate him. You can't hate Drake May. I'm sorry. That absolute treasure of a human being. Asked in a press conference, what has been your favorite Bakemas treat so far? And he fucking answered the question and was like, yeah, my wife's been killing it. Like, go follow Ann Michael May for all your Bakemas needs. Always remember, defense wins championships. Offense wins fantasy football. Good luck in the first round of your fantasy football playoffs, or good luck in the first round of your losers bracket. Hopefully you win and you don't have to worry about life anymore, because that's what we're also here to do, is make your life a lot easier. And any last minute questions, of course, that pop up, we are here on Saturday at 11 a.m. Myself, Josh, Gator J, and potentially other people if they want to join us. But defense wins championships, offense wins fantasy football. We will see you